This tape is approved for public viewing by the Ministry of Education of the Magnaoran state and by the Falangist party of Magnaora. This tape must be used for educational purposes only. In a world darkened by chaos, doubt and decay, one nation stands as a beacon of order, strength and eternal truth. This is Magnaora, the cradle of tradition, the forge of unity, the shield of civilization. From the ashes of corruption and weakness, Magnaora has risen, purified, disciplined, unshaken, under the eternal guidance of our sole leader, Generalissimo Maximiliano de Mara. Through the tireless work of our people, the wisdom of the Falangist party, and the unbreakable bond of heritage, we have built a society without division, without fear, without failure. Join us now as we explore the glory of the Magnaoran state, its proud history, its mighty industries, and its sacred values that make our nation the envy of the world. One people, one nation, one leader, one destiny. This is Magnaora. The proud story of Magnaora begins in 1812, when our ancestors cast off the chains of the Wufrielan colonization, after decades of oppression. Through courage, sacrifice, and the unbreakable will of the people, independence was won, and the kingdom of Magnaora was born. For over a century, the monarchy guided the nation, until weakness and dissidence crept into the royal bloodline. King Francisco I, crowned at just 16 years old, led the kingdom into a pit of corruption and excess. While the people struggled, the young king surrounded himself with luxury, scandals, and incompetence. After two royal crises shook the realm, he abdicated in 1919 and the monarchy fell. In its place rose the Republic of Magnaora, a system, at first, promised hope and prosperity. But the decades passed. The rot of democracy became clear. In the 1960s, the Republic was overtaken by instability, and in 1967, the traitorous president Fabricio San Juan, a puppet of a foreign socialist interests, attempted a coup to transform the nation into a socialist state. His revolution left the country in ruins, but luckily it failed. But from this chaos rose salvation. In 1968, a year after, the Falangist party, defenders of tradition and order, launched a righteous counter-coup, restoring dignity, discipline, and unity to the land, under the eternal leadership of Generalissimo Maximiliano Lucaso Sanchez. The Magnaoran state was born, strong, pure, and unstoppable. Now, let's look at Magnaora's geography. Magnaora lies on the continent of Scorpertonia, which is exactly here. And Magnaora lies exactly here. Here, 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 and here. Let me get a simpler map for that. As you could see before, Magnaora lies on the southern tip of the continent. Magnaora has four neighboring countries: Letistan, Argana, Quaho, and Elida. All of them, except Argana, are our enemies. Letistan is leading Ba'athist terrorist insurgencies in our country for decades. Quaho is refusing to unite a majority Magnar populated region with Magnaora, and they're exploiting their rights. And Elida is refusing our help in modernizing and cultivating their country. The majority of Magnaora's population is located in this red line. Magnaora's main cities are also located in this red line, which is the capital city, Magnaria Capital, Sinu Viridi, Humivale, Oradiu, Serelae, and Kusliva. Magnaora also has 4 overseas territories and 1 colony. The political system of Magnaora. Magnaora is a unitary one-party state under the absolute control of the Falanghist Party of Magnaora, the sole legal political organization. All branches of governance, from national administration to local councils, operate under the ideological and structural framework of the party. Political dissent, alternative parties, and independent media are banned, with loyalty to the Falanghist doctrine considered both a civic and moral obligation. The legislative branch of Magnaora. Despite being a one-party regime, Magnaora maintains a formal bicameral legislature composed exclusively of vetted members of the Falanghist Party. The system is designed to give appearance of a debate and structure, while ultimately reinforcing centralized control. The Parliament of Magnaora. Often referred to as the voice of the people, the Parliament is tasked with drafting legislation, approving national budgets, and proposing policy initiatives, all of which must align strictly with Falanghist principles. While it functions as the more visible and active chamber, all proposals must be approved by the upper house and the party's executive council. The Senate of Magnaora. The Senate, composed of elder statesmen, military leaders, and high-ranking party loyalists, serves as the ideological gatekeeper of the state. Its primary function is to review, amend, or veto legislation passed by the parliament, ensuring it aligns with the Falanghist vision. The Senate also has the power to initiate high-level investigations to ratify appointments to the upper ranks of the government. The executive branch consists of the head of state, head of government, president of parliament, and president of senate. The most important one is the head of state, which currently is Generalissimo Federico Maximiliano de Mara. As the supreme leader of Magnaora, the Generalissimo holds absolute authority over all branches of government, the military, and the Falanghist Party. His word is law, and he is portrayed as the eternal guardian of the nation's soul and destiny. The head of government is the High Chancellor of the state. Appointed directly by the Generalissimo, the High Chancellor oversees the councils of ministers and ensures that the state apparatus implements the directives of the party. The High Chancellor manages the day-to-day affairs of governance and ensures unwavering obedience among the ministries. The President of the Parliament presides over legislative sessions in the lower house, enforces parliamentary order, and ensures all legislative activity is aligned with Falanghist doctrine, typically a charismatic but ideologically rigid figure. President of the Senate, a senior loyalist with deep ties to the Generalissimo. This official manages Senate proceedings and oversees ideological compliance within the legislature. Let's move to the principal ministries of the Magnaoran state. All ministries operate under the strict direction of the High Chancellor of the state and ultimately answer to the Generalissimo. These ministries form the administrative backbone of the Falanghist regime, ensuring total control over every aspect of Magnaoran life. The Ministry of Interior. The most powerful civilian ministry. The Ministry of Interior is responsible for internal order, border control, civil registration, and oversight of all domestic security. It supervises the Agencia Central de Inteligencia de Magnaora, or short for ASIM, the regime's feared intelligence agency, tasked with surveillance, infiltration, and elimination of internal threats. The Ministry of Defense, commanding the full might of the Magnaoran armed forces. This ministry manages national defense, military strategy, weapons production, and martial readiness. Though it answers to the High Chancellor, it is heavily influenced by the Generalissimo himself, who often issues directives directly to its leadership. The Ministry of Education is responsible for ideological indoctrination through the school system. This ministry oversees curricula, teacher training, and youth programs. Its mission is to raise generations of unwaveringly loyal citizens, founded in the Falanghist doctrine, historical revisionism, and traditionalist values. Ministry of National Integrity operates parallel to the Ministry of Interior, focusing on censorship, moral policing, and the suppression of degenerate or subversive materials. It also coordinates neighborhood-level surveillance networks known as Eyes of the Nation. Ministry of Culture guides the creation and destruction of propaganda, art, music, and literature that reflect the state's ideals. It sponsors approved artists and censors cultural expression deemed ideologically impure or foreign influenced. The Ministry of Industry. While Magnaora does not maintain a centrally planned economy, the state enforces a rigidly controlled free market system. The Ministry of Industry supervises private enterprise to ensure absolute alignment with national priorities and Falangist principles. It monitors production, sets patriotic quotas, and rewards loyal corporations, such as Ferro Avis, while punishing economic deviation and inefficiency. Free enterprise exists, but only in service to the state. Ministry of Purity and Heritage implements the regime's racial and traditionalist policies. It controls demographic planning, cultural purification programs, and genealogical registries, and organizes festivals celebrating Magnaoran bloodlines and historical mythologies. The Ministry of External Affairs manages foreign relations, oversees embassies, and coordinates intelligence operations abroad. It works closely with ASIM for counter-espionage and spreads for pro-Magnaoran propaganda through diplomatic and covert channels. Ministry of Faith and Virtue sanctions and supervises religious institutions, allowing only state-approved faiths that align with the Falangist values. It also maintains a moral code that citizens must follow under threat of correctional discipline. And finally, the Ministry of Science directs all state-sponsored research and technological innovation, particularly in aerospace, military science, bioengineering, and psychological warfare. Unorthodox experimentation is not uncommon under its jurisdiction. Sport culture in Magnaora. In Magnaora, sport is not merely recreation, it is duty, discipline, and national pride made physical. The state views athletic excellence as a reflection of ideological superiority and collective strength. From the classroom to the international stage, sporting success is treated as a strategic pillar of national prestige. The Falangist regime heavily supports high school and university level sports, identifying promising youth early and channeling them into elite training programs. Schools are equipped with government-funded facilities, and student athletes are celebrated as model citizens. National sport academies operating under the oversight of the Ministry of Culture ensure that every victory also serves as a victory for the state. The most popular sport in Magnaora is football. Football is the beating heart of Magnaoran sport and society, a national obsession that transcends class, region, and even ideology. In a nation where strength, unity, and discipline are paramount, football is more than just a game. It is a battlefield of honor and a proving ground for national pride. The sport is overseen and heavily funded by the state, with stadiums often doubling as arenas for patriotic ceremony. From packed urban stadiums to rural viewing pavilions, the entire nation tunes in when a match is played, especially when the Magnaoran national team takes the field. In total, Magnaora has 10 football divisions, and Magnaora's domestic football structure is one of the most rigorous and talent-rich in the world. The top 4 competitive tiers are Liga 1 TX, DNL Liga 2, Pro Liga 3, and Liga Regional 4, which splits into Altagnaria division and Bajagnaria division. The Liga 1 TX is the premier division and crown jewel of Magnaoran football. It's known for its high-intensity rivalries and strict performance standards. It is one of the most watched sports leagues in the entire world, even outside Magnaora. The DNL Liga 2 is the competitive second tier, often producing surprise clubs and future legends. The Pro Liga 3 is a semi-professional league with strong local backing and developing academies. And the Liga Regional 4, which splits into 2 regional divisions, the Altagnaria division, which is the North and Highlands, and Bajagnaria division, which is the South and Lowlands. Here's a map of the current first-tier teams in Magnaora,
where Atletico Magnaria Capital is historically the strongest side in the league, being a 15-time national champion and a perennial symbol of power. It is based in the capital, it draws the regime's elite and commands a fearsome reputation. Real Kusliva has 12 titles. Known for its technical finesse and passionate working-class fanbase, this club has deep roots in Magnaora's historic industrial region. Sinuviridi CF has 9 titles. Hailing from the coastal city of Sinuviridi, this team is admired for its disciplined youth academy and strategic play. And finally, DNL Drobeda, which has 7 titles. It's owned by the controversial DNL Research Corporation. The club is well-funded and deeply polarizing. Accusations of experimental training methods have only added to its mystique. Rivalries between these clubs, especially between Atletico Magnaria and Real Kusliva, often mirror political and regional tensions within the nation. Through such discussions are strictly regulated. Then there is the Magnaora national team, which is among the most decorated teams in the international stage. Magnaora was crowned 4 times world champions and 4 times runners-up. The Magnaora national team has a playing style known for a military discipline, relentless pressure, and tactical unity. Every match is broadcasted nationwide, accompanied by patriotic anthems and party-endorsed commentary. To play for the Magnaora national team is the highest honor an athlete can receive, often followed by lifetime privileges, state decorations, and national hero status.
Alright, thank you guys for watching. This is my first time making a documentary on anything, basically. So, if you want to know more about Magnaora or something like that, just let me know down in the comments or on Discord, and I will make it happen. This was just for fun, so nothing serious. There's probably some mistakes I made. Maybe a lot of them. I won't look for them. I don't have the fucking mental capacity to do it. So, yeah. Thank you for watching and peace out.